Today, we're digging into something many of us just, shrug off. Murphy's Law.
Ah, yes. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Sounds pretty gloomy on the surface, doesn't it?
It really does. But what if it's more than that? What if it's not just pessimism, but actually a kind of teacher? With
Yeah.
two sides of warning, yeah, but also maybe a hidden blessing.
Exactly. That's the fascinating part. Beneath that well-known phrase, there's real insight for growth, for resilience. It helps us see the twists coming, maybe, and find something good even when plans go sideways.
And we're going to explore this through stories today, real narratives. First, there's the tale of the forgotten bolt. It's about an engineer, Lysander, very meticulous, and what happens when one small thing is missed.
A cautionary tale, for sure.
Right. Then we completely flip it. We look at the tale of Mira's picnic. Here, a bunch of mishaps turn an ordinary day into something something truly special. And that's our mission for this deep dive, really, to unpack how getting Murphy's Law can actually empower you. Not just to prep better for, life's curveballs, but to find the good stuff, the unexpected beauty when things inevitably go off script.
Turning roadblocks into stepping stones. I like that.
That's the idea. It's about navigating the adventure.
Okay, so let's start with that first story, the cautionary side of Murphy's Law. Let's talk about Lysander.
Right, the engineer.
Yes. So picture this guy. Brilliant engineer, hugely respected in his city. He gets this massive commission design and build a huge symbolic bridge, a career-defining project.
A lot of pressure then.
Huge pressure, and he pours everything into it. Years. The blueprints, perfect. Calculations, checked and double-checked. Materials, scrutinized. He's on site constantly, overseeing hundreds of workers. His mind is just full of load-bearing stress points, you name it.
So super meticulous.
Extremely. But also really proud, maybe a little bit arrogant, utterly convinced nothing could go wrong on his watch. His plans were, in his mind, foolproof.
Ah, and there it is. That's often where this side of Murphy's Law kind of creeps in, isn't it? In that quiet confidence that maybe doesn't leave room for doubt.
Exactly. So what went wrong for someone so careful?
Well, the source material puts it quite insightfully. It says he trusted too deeply in his plans and not enough in humble diligence.
Humble diligence. What does that mean in practice?
It means his focus was maybe too high level, right, on the grand vision. He missed the vulnerability right there on the ground. The weak point wasn't some super complex engineering error. It was just a single bolt. Looked insignificant.
Just one bolt after all that work.
Yeah, sounds crazy, doesn't it? But in the chaos of the final weeks, all the noise, the activity, the sheer scale of it, this one small bolt for a critical brace just got forgotten. Left in a tool bag, never fastened.
Wow.
It shows how one tiny oversight, something that seems so unlikely to matter, can actually set off a whole chain reaction. The small thing becomes the trigger for the big problem.
And the consequences were? Well, they were huge and public. The day before the grand opening, the whole city is buzzing. Thousands are waiting to see this marvel, this low rumble starts. A tremor.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not just a vibration, but a deep shudder through the whole structure. That forgotten bolt, under all that calculated stress, it let a key joint shift just enough. The whole thing became unstable.
Terrifying.
Absolutely. Panic starts spreading. Disaster was only avoided because some junior engineer spotted the slight but critical movement. They had to shut the bridge down immediately. Deemed unsafe.
Humiliating for Lysander.
Completely. His reputation, which was sky high, just crumbled. It wasn't just a work problem. It was a public failure. A really brutal lesson from Murphy's Law.
And the core takeaway here, the thing that really shines through from the source is this. When pride blinds us and we take for granted the smallest of details, the universe conspires to humble us. That which can go wrong, however unlikely, sometimes will. Now, this isn't about being scared or expecting the worst all the time. Not at all.
Right. It's not about cynicism.
No. It's about understanding how vital that humble diligence is. It's about having systems, checks, respecting every single tiny piece of the puzzle. For you, the listener, think about your own projects, big or small.
Yeah, where are our forgotten bolts?
Exactly. Where might we be relying too much on the big idea and maybe neglecting the consistent, careful work on the details? Lysander's story is really a call for that proactive vigilance, isn't it? True success needs the big vision, sure, but also that relentless focus on the foundation.
Okay, that's a powerful warning. But now, let's totally switch gears. Let's look at Mira's story. This is the other side of the coin.
The more, shall we say, uplifting side.
Definitely. So Mira also planned for a perfect day. Not a bridge, but a lovely picnic with friends. Sunshine, great food, easy conversation. You know the dream.
Sounds idyllic. But Murphy's Law had other ideas.
Oh, absolutely. First, as they're setting up, a gust of wind nearly sends the pastries flying.
Yeah.
Then someone knocks over the lemonade pitcher, sticky mess everywhere.
Oh.
Then the ants arrive, not just one or two, like a full-on invasion targeting the food.
Yeah.
And just when they're dealing with that, the blue sky turns gray, and it looks like it's about to pour rain.
So basically, everything that could ruin a picnic started happening.
Pretty much. One thing after another.
But here's the key difference, right? Mira's reaction. How did she handle it? The source says she did not rage at fate.
No blaming the universe.
None of that. No anger, no despair. She and her friends, they just started laughing.
Laughing.
Yeah.
The spilled lemonade in the ants.
Yeah. Laughing at the mess, the ants, the absurdity of the sudden bad weather. And then, brilliantly, they just grabbed the picnic blanket, pulled it over themselves like a tent as the rain started.
Really?
Yes, huddled under their makeshift tent, sharing soggy sandwiches and stories. The mishaps didn't just interrupt the picnic, they completely transformed it, made it something else entirely.
And that transformation is incredible, isn't it? It changes what perfect even means.
Yeah.
The source puts it so well. The disaster brought them closer, and their picnic became a cherished memory. Precisely because of all that went wrong.
Wow, precisely because, not despite.
Exactly. It wasn't perfect even though things went wrong. It was perfect because they did. The shared challenge, the laughter, the quick thinking. That's what made it memorable. That's what blessed Mira. It became this amazing story they'd tell later. Far better than just another nice day in the park.
It really shows the power of just rolling with it, finding the good right in the middle of the mess. And that really makes you think, doesn't it, for you listening? How often do we fight against things when they go off plan? We get frustrated, we resist.
Yeah, we try to force things back to our original idea.
Right. But Mira's lesson is just so simple and profound. When we embrace the unpredictability of life, the mishaps become the music of our memories.
The music of our memories. I love that.
Isn't it great? What goes wrong can lead to what is right, if only we accept and adapt. This isn't about giving up. It's about being flexible. Psychologists call it psychological flexibility.
Being able to adjust.
Exactly. Adjusting your thoughts, your actions to fit the situation. Finding the humor, finding the joy, even when things are chaotic. Seeing challenges as chances for connection, maybe even creativity. Life's best tunes often come from those unexpected, improvised moments, you know?
So we have these two stories, Lysander and Mira. Two very different faces of Murphy's Law. What does it all mean for us? The source calls it not a curse, but a mirror. That really stuck with me.
It's a great analogy, isn't it? Because it perfectly reflects back at us our own way of dealing with, well, life's messiness.
How so?
Well, on one side, the mirror shows our own, fallibility. Like Lysander, it reminds us we're not perfect, plans aren't foolproof. It encourages preparation, checking details, respecting uncertainty. That's the cautionary reflection.
A call for diligence.
Precisely. But then the other side of the mirror reflects Mira. It invites us to be resilient, to use humor, to adapt gracefully. It shows us where maybe we're being too rigid, where we could loosen up, be more open to whatever happens.
So it's really about finding a balance, a kind of two-part wisdom.
I think so. It's practical and philosophical.
On the practical side, it's that clear advice. Double-check your bolts, lest fate teach you a hard lesson. Which isn't about fear, it's about being smart. Putting systems in place, checklists, reviews, whatever works, to catch those potential problems before they happen. Building resilience into your plans.
That proactive, responsible side, absolutely essential. And then there's the other side, the mindset shift, which is just as important. When the world upends your plans, dance in the rain and make the mishap your melody.
I love that imagery, dancing in the rain.
It speaks to that emotional agility, right?
Yeah.
Seeing challenges not as failures, but as plot twists, as chances to learn, connect, maybe find a different kind of success or joy. It's about building that inner strength to not just cope, but actually thrive when things get unpredictable.
So the real lesson, the really uprising message here is,
I think it's that life is not about avoiding what can go wrong, but about learning, laughing, and living well when it does. That feels truly empowering, doesn't it? It reframes challenges completely. They're not just obstacles, they're part of a richer life.
wow. So this whole deep dive really shifts the view on Murphy's Law. It's definitely not about doom and gloom. It feels much more like wisdom,
Yeah.
a way to navigate life's bumps with more skill and maybe even more joy.
Exactly. It's about empowering you, giving you tools and a mindset to handle the unpredictable.
We've seen that crucial balance, haven't we? Prepare carefully, like Lysander should have done better.
Right, that diligence is non-negotiable.
But also cultivate that grace, that humor, that adaptability like Mira showed us, so you can thrive when things inevitably go off track.
It's about turning those potential setbacks into real opportunities for growth, for connection, for discovering something new about yourself or the world.
So as we wrap up, maybe a thought to leave you with on your own journey. It's that core wisdom we touched on. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and find meaning in whatever comes.
A powerful mantra.
It really is. And maybe reflect on this. When has something seemingly gone wrong in your own life that, looking back now, actually turned out to be unexpectedly right or led to something meaningful you wouldn't have found otherwise?
That's a great question to ponder. And think about how applying this dual approach, that careful preparation and that joyful adaptation, could change how you face your next challenge, big or small.
Yeah. How can you, like Mira, maybe find a melody in your next mishap, make it part of your unique story?
It's all about perspective, ultimately.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the surprising layers of Murphy's Law.
It's been a fascinating exploration.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep looking for the meaning and maybe even the music in every twist and turn.